Get started and dive into it in more detail, I would like to take this opportunity to tell you just a little bit more about where we came from and where we are going in terms of what our vision is. And we are on a very big mission to fulfill our vision of the company, the IU International University of Applied Sciences, that anybody can access education at any time, anywhere. And for the past 2 decades, we have been the pioneers and the visionaries of the digital education. And we would like to empower everybody around the globe to be able to grow by accessing high quality education on our platform, where they can find flexible, self-determined, and the most personalized education. So how does the study at IU look like? We spoke a lot about flexibility. I know that John also mentioned the flexibility, which is really close to our ethos. And we believe that anybody can fit their studies around their life, not the other way around, which means that you can study your way across any of the devices 24/7 with the help of the My Campus, which is the platform that we have created, and the IU Learning app as well, where you can get the most of your study experience. It provides the most optimal mix between the digital technology that's now available through various quizzes, through various audios, videos, scripts, assessment, and many more functionality that we're going to introduce to you in more detail that you can find on our platform. But most importantly, anybody can have 24/7 support with a personal tutor for every single course, every single module, regardless of what kind of help that they need, how fast or how slowly they would like to take their studies. And so are the exams. They can be taken at any time, 24/7 online with as little as 45 minutes advance notice. Also, quality and standards are very, very high and are at the forefront of everything that we do. And we have been growing for the past 2 decades into becoming the largest university, not only in Germany, but also in Europe, built on over, as I mentioned, 24 years of experience, to which a testament of multiple awards and accreditation and membership testifies to. So we are a member of UNESCO. We are recognized globally, including the WES in Canada and the US. We are a member of a number of associations of the universities. We received a 5-star QS ranking for our distance learning degrees and many, many other awards. We're also members of the AACSB Association, and we also have the FEMA Premium Seal of Approval. One of the main things that stands us apart from other more research-based universities is the fact that we are a university of applied sciences, which means that most important element for our students, learners, and everything that we do is the outcome, meaning what the individuals will be able to achieve post their studies with us and what their career is going to look like, either to begin with or to change or to progress in their career. And for that, we have a team of our colleagues that are looking very closely and working with over 10,000 corporations, where they provide numerous information about the options, opportunities, everything from internships, part-time to full-time employment. And they also provide numerous activities, support, and tools to all of our students who are studying with us, that they can take part through various different career advice, help, support, application, CV, cover letter to be able to successfully navigate into their career. So they include career talks that are taking place every week, also career preparation training. There's also a more detailed, personalized career advice. They check all of your documents, they schedule career coffee shots, and they also have a platform that all of our students can access, and they can see what opportunities are available to them. And there's many more services that are included with our colleagues from the career service team that are again available 24/7 in English. So the students are welcome to take advantage of it and interact as much as they would like to and as much as they need to. Everything from checking their CV to setting up their goals, to doing an interview, to going through the platform, to doing a different type of test, to very many different activities that are very personalized to the individual students that are taking place either on a weekly or monthly or on-demand basis. So this is a little bit overall about the university, the ethos of where we came from, where we're going. To speak a little bit more in detail about the eligibility criteria on the enrollment side, I'll hand it over to my colleagues who will guide you through the specific entry requirements for our degrees. And you can also ask any questions that you have.
Hi everyone. So yes, I'll take it over from here. So this is just a short part about our admission requirements from South Africa. So because we've spoken about this before, usually it is better, just as an overall idea, is to actually submit the application and then we will see what our admissions teams say. But just as an overview, for admissions for direct access to all subjects for South African students, we require the National Senior Certificate or the Statement of Results with at least grade 4. So that includes mathematics, 2 languages, life orientation, and 3 other general subjects that are independent of one another. And that would have to include also 1 scientific subject. So similar to the entrance requirements in the US. In South Africa. But in terms of the students with US qualifications, as I know that this is something that you focus on, so we can't unfortunately consider the SATs. In Germany, this is a requirement of the German Education Board, but some AP subjects can be evaluated on a case-by-case basis. So that depends on a number of things. So the high school subjects that the student took, the grades, but that is also, as I said, on a case-by-case basis, and that is usually escalated to our RLM team. So our RLM team are actually the highest level of admissions at IU. And yes, so they will make that decision based on the student's records themselves. So yes. So should these 2 options not be available, so what we offer are our A-level pathway program or A-level pathway program. So this is something that we offer to students to sort of fill the gap between one level at the high school and then the other, to enroll into the IU program. So with this option, this is our A-level pathways. So this includes 2 years of A-level study. So that includes study material, live classes, recorded classes, everything to kind of enable to give the student the tools to complete the A-levels. So that includes 2 years of A-level modules, and then it also includes 50% of the bachelor's program. So these 2 things are actually combined. So the student will get 2 years of the A-level content, and then they'll also be able to access 50% of the bachelor modules too. So they can do things alongside each other if they choose to. And then after the student has completed the A-levels, they'll be able to gain access to the second part of the degree program, so the second 50%. So once the student has completed the A-level modules, they would be required to complete or book the Cambridge exams themselves. So there are study centres everywhere. We can also help you become a Cambridge Study Centre as well if you would like students to take the exams in-house. So yeah, so this is what they'd have to do in June and September. So there's 2 options to take the exam within the academic year. And then, as I said, once they've completed the exams, then they will be able to get the second part of their degree program. So overall, this is actually a 6-year program, but it's actually billed as a 4-year program. So you'll only be actually paying for the 4-year bachelor's program. The A-level content is included as part of that A-level pathway package. And then finally, students must be 16 years old to enroll, so they don't have to wait till they're 18. They can do this from 16 if they choose to go down this path. And finally, with the 2 tracks, depending on what bachelor's they want to do, if they want to follow a more business-focused bachelor's, they'll do the business track, which includes the mathematics, English and economics A-levels, or then the tech track, so that's like our AI programs. They would then follow the tech track, so that's mathematics, English and computer science. So this is a very, very high-level idea of our admissions and our A-level pathways. I am happy to answer any questions that you might have at the end of the presentations after Mohammed and John has spoken. But as I said, if you really want to find out if you're eligible for the program here, the best thing to do is apply, send your materials over, send all your documents over, and then our admissions team can evaluate it on a case-by-case basis. So over to you, Mohammed.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to demonstrate the My Campus platform and Syntea, the AI that Nasya has introduced earlier, and take you on a journey of how studying at IU looks like and what it looks like to navigate through the portal and so on. Just a second. This is our platform, My Campus. This is the platform that our students use to access all their modules, all the learning material, and navigate and go through all the courses. So to begin with, this is the home screen, the dashboard, where you can see all your courses. In addition to that, the courses contain several learning elements. So to start with, you're given an introduction about the course, some details about when the live lectures are going to be held on, and some extra details that the professors might add on. On the right-hand side, you can see the name of the professor, and you can access the platform on which you can communicate with the tutor and your fellow peers. To start with, you have your course books, which you can access, and you can either get them printed or use the online version. Then you have your slide sets. These are the slides that are going to be covered within the lecture. And then for this course, the assignment or the assessment for this course would be through a oral assignment. And so you have here more details about what the task would be and how to prepare for it and so on. Then here you have your course feed. Here you have more information about the exchanges and the live events and recordings. As you can see here, the next online session or the latest online session was held on the 27th of February. And then here you have the online tests and evaluation. This is a section where you're given a number of online tests, each one for the different modules and the units that you have in your course. So you can take every single one after every single unit is done in that module. You have to answer at least 80% of the questions correctly for you to be able to access the final assessment. So the final grading of the course is only made available once you're done with all your tests and you have scored at least 80%. These are only practice questions, so they don't count into your GPA or any grading at all. It is only a tool for you to be sure that you're ready for the final exam. In the end, you have also your online presentation. So this is also a form of assessment. For this course, you would be able to choose between either a oral assignment or a online presentation as a form of course assessment. Moving forward, you have also the video gallery. So this is essentially the recorded material for the course. So as you can see here, this is the course of data engineering. You have some videos introducing the course itself, and then videos for every single unit. And then the recording of the live session in case you were not able to attend the live session at the time it was held on. Finally, every course has the AI that Nastya has introduced earlier, Syntea, which is your personal learning assistant. So this AI is essentially learning assistant. So it is a 24/7 available online tool where you can ask questions about your course material. You can ask questions about a certain topic that you don't understand, or also have a sparring session where you can ask the AI questions to better prepare yourself for the exams and make sure that you truly understand the entire material. What sets Syntea, our AI, aside from all the different AIs available and so on, is that Syntea was built with the content of the module in mind. So Syntea only answers your questions with the information provided by the coursebook and the slides provided earlier. And so you're never given a relevant answer, nor are you given too much information. So you're always given the exact answer that you would need to answer in the exam. It also directs you to the exact unit for which certain information can be found in. So let's say you have a question about what data engineering is and the introduction to it. It will direct you to the first unit and precisely where in the book or in which section you might find more information on this. That is Syntea, and that is my campus. Does anyone have any questions?
Nastya and Laura, is the floor open now, or are you still busy with something?
No, please, any questions, just let us know, we'll try our best. Just to say, I'm not in the admissions team as well, myself, but I'll try my best to answer your questions. But if I can't answer them, I will collect them all. You can type them in the chat, and then I can speak to our admissions team and they can give me some detailed information.
No, that's fine. Is Nastya still on the call? I think she might have dropped off. Or
She did, I think she dropped off. I think
Okay.
she had an issue.
Okay, right. So I do see a question there in the chat about AP subjects and SAT and so forth. I don't know if you're able to answer that, Laura, or not. I do have some input on that, and I think Anarine does as well. But if you do have anything you want to add.
So I just actually did get a response from our admissions team, and it's a little bit more complicated for American high schools for us because we refer to a third party that gives us the information based on that for student admissions. Whereas the NSC is a bit more simple. It's issued by the government and then we can accept it. But perhaps you want to add more on that, John or Anarine.
Anarine, do you maybe want to recap what we found out in that process you went through to investigate that?
Yeah, thank you. So I refer to our long discussions to reach the point to where we are now able to have this presentation. We specifically on the American High School Diploma, we were engaging with IU to see what and where they can assist our students moving forward. So there was that one slide, Laura, which I think you presented on where you presented what will be the entry points for particular students. So Beth, you that have asked the question, it's for sure easier to come in with the NEC than with the American High School diploma. You would need the NEC anyway, needs to be university entry, so the bachelor's NEC, so it's not any NEC. It is more difficult for us, but as I've mentioned, there are alternative routes that they are not considering the SAT that has been stated in that slide as well. They do consider on a case-to-case basis, and I've asked, or I told them, that's going to be raising questions. We need to be more firm in terms of admission because we can't shoot in the dark. But so the statement is that they will or may consider APs. Alternatively, there's the A-level program that they have proposed because of their interaction with the Cambridge, I think, University, if I'm not mistaken. So you guys can correct me on that. So that's why that is one of the routes where they do have a very proactive program to then assist students not only to bridge, but I think to prepare even further. As we know, the A-levels are anyway considered, at least in South Africa, as a grade 13 level subjects. So that I think if you consider this program, there's various routes, there's other options potentially as well, but that was put on the table is really, if you want to enter in bachelor's, that is the way that you will have to enter, is through the slide presented by Laura.
Thanks, Anarine. And I can just add to that the decision to either accept or not accept AP subjects and so forth is the German government's regulations in terms of what's required. So it's not IU that just doesn't want to accept it. They're bound by the regulations and the agreements between countries and so forth. So the IU can only accept students that have a national accreditation body that has accepted it at a certain level and so on. So that's the reason they can't accept it. It's not so much IU, it's the German regulations that are governing those standards. But then, as Anarine said, if there are exceptional cases with A subjects, etc., they can be dealt with on a case-to-case basis where IU will then evaluate which subjects, what grades were achieved, and whether they're suitable for the bachelor's program that's being applied for. And then I see in the chat also there was a question about a more mature student. So IU does accept more mature students, and that is also on a case-by-case basis. So you have to submit not only your qualifications, but your work experience and some motivation for being accepted, and those are considered then. So they do accept more mature students, but that would be, you'd need to apply, and it would be dealt with on a case-to-case basis. So I'm not sure if those are the questions that have come up in the chat. I'm not sure if there are any other questions or perhaps follow-up questions from any of the parents.
This is Anarine again here. I'm just wondering if you can maybe talk about the cost and the perceived length of a bachelor's versus a master's through IU, what you found, as it is an online university, what's the timeline and the expected cost for our families?
Laura, did you get that? You want to take that?
Sorry, I completely, I didn't hear that, or would you mind repeating that for me, I'm afraid? Sorry, Anarine.
No problem. Can you hear me this time round?
I can, yeah.
Okay,
Sorry.
yeah, no problem. So I was just asking about the cost of the program for our South African students and for the masters as well. If you can give that some feedback on, and then in terms of the length of both programs as well, please.
Sure. So just an overview of our program. So they do follow, it depends on the number of credits you require. If you were to follow the A-level plus bachelor's, that would be following our 4-year bachelor's program. So that would be plus the 2 A-level years as well. I can actually show you what that would look like as well. If you just bear with me 1 second. So what a course schedule would look like minus the A-level years, but just with the 4 years.
While she's doing that, the master's programs full-time would be 12, 18 months, and part-time would be 18, 24, 36 months for a master's. Bachelors are 36 to 48 months in duration.
Exactly. So you can follow whichever you prefer or how many credits you require. So this is what a bachelor's degree would look like here. So this is the 4-year bachelor degree program. I think hopefully you can see my screen. Yeah, so you can see it follows, there's 6 months in a German semester, so 2 semesters in a year. So you would have, it's all broken down by modules. So in your first semester, say you did the full-time program. So this is the business and IT full 4-year bachelor program. So you would do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 modules in your first semester, and then 6 again. And you'd follow the same format, and then towards the end of the semester, you'd select the final year, you'd select your elective. So this is the area you want to specialize in, and then you'd also have your bachelor thesis at the end. So this would make up a total of 180 credits. So this is one of the most popular options for our bachelor's degrees. So also, just to add to this as well, this is a suggested schedule. So we recommend you follow this module guide. So you book these, but it is actually pretty flexible. So you can decide that you want to do one module before the other, but this is what we recommend.
And then I see there is a follow-up question on entry. So the A-levels program that we're suggesting for Kairos Academy is you would do the A-levels, the Cambridge A-levels, which you would not be charged for. It would be part of your bachelor's degree that you're doing. You would only pay for the examination that you write. So you would not be charged for the A-levels, and you could do it simultaneously to your bachelor's degree at the same time. And once you've completed your A-levels, you would get the remaining 50% of the courseware open to you. So you get 50% of the bachelor's immediately with your A-levels, and you could complete them both at the same time. And as soon as you pass your A-levels, the balance of the bachelor's is available for completion. And then, Laura, just correct me if I'm wrong, but if we take a scenario where someone does the A-level bachelor's and they do a number of modules, and then for some reason they fall off, they drop out, they would then still get their certificates for the modules they've completed. Is that not right?
Exactly, yeah, they would. So they could still have their complete transcript of records if they want to transfer somewhere and they need the credits to say that they've completed these particular modules. Yeah, you can definitely do that. You'd still be able to have a record of that the students completed the actual modules.
There's a question on A-levels, Laura. Do they only need the 3 subjects on A-levels?
Yes, so for these 2 tracks, they only need the 3 subjects. So in the UK, so following the A-level structure, there would be the AS levels in the first year. So that's the first part of the A levels, and then they'd complete the A level. So that's the A2 level in the second year to comprise the whole A level. So yeah, there's only 3 subjects.
If I may add something, please.
Yes, of course.
Thank you. So what I just want to say for the Kairos families, remember the A-levels, if you want to go this route, you don't need to wait until you have graduated through HomeLife Academy to start with your A-levels. You can already start with that as part of your schooling, as we do the dual enrollment and the dual credits through the US environment. So yeah, so you don't need to do it concurrently. It can be part of your exit strategy through Kairos and HomeLife Academy as well.
I've just seen there's another question from Karen. So if a student did AS level already, could they choose 3 of the subjects to continue to A levels? I will have to get back to you on that. I don't think there should be an issue with that because it would be essentially just transferring. And you would be taking your exams anyway through a Cambridge exam centre. I would have to double check that, make sure, but I don't think it should be an issue. You should be able to go to with your AS levels and then continue somewhere else. It shouldn't be an issue, but I will confirm. Yeah, and it's 12 months, so 12 months pretty much for each, or 1 academic year for AS and 1 academic year for the following year to complete the whole A level.
Can they do it sooner, Laura, if they go through the coursework quicker?
Yeah, they can. I mean, there's 2 months in the year that they can actually enroll onto an exam, so they could actually do it quicker if they choose to. So that means, and as well, they'll have access to the 50%, so they can get started on that. And also a lot of the content, because the A levels are obviously quite a high level, and there most likely will be some content in the bachelor's program that overlaps with that too in mathematics. So yeah.
Cost. Okay, I'll go through costs now. Are there any other questions before we move over to pricing? No? Okay. All right. In terms of pricing, I think we'll all agree that the standard of the IU offering is exceptionally high, especially by South African standards. So I don't think there's a problem with that. And it's internationally accredited, and you can essentially use that qualification anywhere in the world and land a job, which is quite attractive for our students, especially if they want to go and work abroad after they've studied. In terms of pricing, IU have got quite a big social impact initiative, and so they've agreed with us to offer an extremely generous pricing structure in South Africa, and it's actually 2/3 discount scholarship off the retail pricing. So it's a massive, massive price reduction for the South African market through us, through IEDU. So to give you an idea, a typical bachelor's would be about 2,500 Rand a month, and just over 100,000 rands for a bachelor's. And that's cheaper than UCT, WITS, GIBS, etc., etc. It's cheaper than our local institutions of quality. And I would argue as good, potentially much better than any of our local universities. So it's a very attractive pricing structure for us here in South Africa. That we've negotiated not just short term. If you enroll in the program, you're guaranteed the scholarship for the duration of your degree, not just a year-by-year basis. And it works out to roughly a 2/3 scholarship on the pricing. So as I was saying, bachelor's, 100,000 Rand, and I can obviously forward the more exact pricing, but roughly 2,500 a month. And then master's degrees are somewhere around 70 to 90,000 Rand for 12, 24 months programs. So the pricing is really exceptionally good. And you won't beat that pricing at any of the first-tier universities in South Africa. And I'm sure many of you have done research, and you'll see that the pricing is really amazing. Any other questions, perhaps, or more specific questions? Okay, it doesn't sound like there are any more questions. So, okay. Laura, HLA? I think you're on mute.
Yeah, hello. It would have to be the specific Cambridge exams. So if you were to complete the A-level content with us, it would have to be those exams. So
And then a follow-up question. So if they did the A levels along with the bachelor's, Laura, could they complete everything in 4 years, or would it have to run over to the 6? You know, let's just I know what they're doing. They can pass the A levels easily and just progress.
So that would be great if they can do that. They're more than welcome to do as much as they want in the semester. So if they could speed through it, that would be amazing. They would have to be tied to the times they could take the A level, of course, and it would still be a 4-year program. So, but if they could do it, if they're really studious and work really hard, then potentially they could do it. But I mean, we're not going to restrict students from taking more modules, but it would still be kind of over the 4-year bachelor degree, if that makes sense.
And I think that is one of the advantages of the IU degree is you can study at your own pace. So if you're a faster learner, you know, you can go faster through the curriculum and complete all the assessments online, etc. So that is quite a big, the only limitation there is obviously they need to book for the Cambridge exams, which run twice a year. So that might be a bit of a roadblock.
Exactly.
Any other questions, perhaps? So you can master's degrees, admission requirements for master's, Laura? The bachelor's really, yeah?
Exactly, yeah. So it depends on the master's degree. If they have the bachelor's, yeah. So that again, all the information's on the website. It depends what master's degree they do, but as long as they have the bachelor's and they've completed the bachelor's as well, so they'll need to have had their certificate and then they can apply for the master's program. So it depends really on the program.
Yeah. Okay. So if anyone wants more information, they're welcome to message me. Irene does have my contact details and she'll circulate them for both my website. That's probably the best place to land, is to land on my website and then post a query there, because then it'll be logged into my ticketing system and I'll be able to respond to it. And you can connect via WhatsApp to me there, or email, or just leave a message on the site, and we can get back to you with brochures on all that. Every single qualification has got a brochure, so we could send you brochures if you need, and obviously pricing information and so forth as well. Anarine, would you like to add anything before we sort of close off, if there are no more questions from anyone?
Yeah, just a word of thank you to you and the team from IU for the time that you've spent in preparation for the meeting and at the meeting itself. We do appreciate you and what you do. And I really think it is an option for our families to consider, apart from the others that are available as well. So thank you. Thank you for the work that you do and for the generous sponsorship and scholarship offered to the South African community. It really can be beneficial for those students that do decide to go this route.
Yeah. No, and I can, you know, I actually do lecture at another business school locally, so I do have insights into the academic situation in South Africa. So I can honestly say that this is really a fantastic university in terms of quality, and the pricing is unbeatable. It's really an amazing offer. So I do hope that some of you will make some queries, perhaps you know, engage with us and hopefully study with us in the future. So thank you very much, everyone, for taking your evening time and listening to us and hearing what we have to say. We know that the situation with your particular schools and the qualifications is a bit trickier than normally in South Africa with the matrics and so forth. But hopefully we have put forward some suggestions that are helpful for you to engage with us and to study with us. So thank you very much. Laura, any last words from your side?
Yeah, just thank you so much for your time. If you have any questions, I look forward to hearing them from John, and hopefully we'll welcome some of you soon. So.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, everyone, and good night and goodbye, and see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
See you.
Thank you, Laura. I appreciate your time.
No, thank you very much, John. And we'll speak soon, I guess.
Okay, thank you as well, Mom. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Nice meeting you.
Thanks.
All right.
Have a good evening.
Okay.
Bye-bye. See you.
Bye-bye.